You know, one of the things that really mystified me when I first started producing videos for LinkedIn is how do you put captions on your video and how do you get them so they're burnt in on the bottom? And so I really wanted to know how to do it. I tried a bunch of different ways. I talked to people who know what they're talking about. I also did a lot of research, and here's what I came up with. My method is this. I create what's called an SRT file in YouTube. And then I upload that file to a program called Handbrake. Here's how it works. When you're done editing your project then, and you want to go ahead and start the process of captioning. So you want to save your project to two different places. You want to publish it to YouTube, and then you also want to save it to your desktop or save it somewhere where you can easily find it. And in my case, I'm going to go ahead and save it to my desktop. I have a program called ScreenFlow. It allows me to do that in one movement. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to go ahead and publish this to YouTube. So this is cold calling number 2. And this is cold calling. I'm going to tag it. Cold calling. And then I'm going to go ahead and publish it to YouTube. It's going to take, in this case, 1 minute 17 seconds when that's published. I'll take it from there and show you how then you create your what's called an SRT file in YouTube that you use to upload to a program called Handbrake. YouTube lets me know that the video has been uploaded, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this video. I'm in my YouTube channel, and I'm going to click on Edit Video on the bottom. And here's what the screen looks like. This is the beta version of YouTube Studio, so it looks a little bit different than the classic version, which you can get to down at the very bottom here. But the Creator Studio Classic, this is their new version of Creator Studio. So I've got some choices here on the left rail. I'm going to go ahead and click on transcriptions, and I'm going to add, video. Because that's my default language is English, US English. Once I get to the page, I've got 3 options here. You can upload a file, which we're actually creating the file, so we don't want to use that one. You can also transcribe and auto sync, and you can use create new subtitles or CC, closed captioning. I prefer to transcribe and auto sync because I like the format better, but I'd recommend that you try both of these options. So what this does then, I'm going to type in everything that is said on the video, and I'm going to set it in motion, and what's going to happen is when I start typing, it's going to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and transcribe everything that's said on this video, and then I'll show you what happens next. Okay, I've typed everything in, and this is the verbatim of what's being said in the video. I'm going to click on Set Timings, and YouTube automatically lines up the text with the speech in the video. So once that's done, I'll show you how to get in there and proofread your captions and change them if you need to. Once the timing is complete, then you want to proof it. And I'm going to just click on My Drafts, and here's where I can start playing, and I can compare I'm reading on the screen with what she's saying in the video. You want to make sure everything is spelled correctly. You want it to be synced up as accurately as possible, and you can do that by you can drag and drop these little blocks down here, and then also you can make any kinds of changes. Like you can see immediately that happens, and you can make them over here on the left-hand side. So once the draft is exactly the way you want it, you need to publish it in order to create that SRT file. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it, and this happens relatively quickly. And here it is, it's publishing. Then I'm going to go back into published into English, United States, not automatic, and I'm going to create that SRT file. So all I do is click on Actions, and then I hit SRT. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Cold Calling number 2, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. Okay, so that's already saved. So then I'm all set then. I'm done with YouTube. I'm going to move on then to the actual burning in of the captions. So I'm going to go to a program called Handbrake, and here's what it looks like. Handbrake can be downloaded from the web for either Mac or PC. And here's how it works. It looks complicated, but it's not. You click up here on the upper left-hand side to open source. And I'm going to find that, remember when I finished my project, I saved a file on my desktop. Well, here it is. It's that MP4 of my finished edited project. I'm going to click open. And there it is right there. Then on this bar in the middle, you can see some options. I'm going to click on subtitles. And this is where I add that SRT file that we created in YouTube. So there it is right there, cold calling number 2. I'm going to add that. Now this is the most important thing. You want to make sure you click burned in so these captions burn in. If you have a situation with Handbrake, you run it through and nothing happens, just double click to make sure that that box has been checked. Down on the bottom of your screen, I always write in captioned because you want to differentiate it from a non-captioned version. Now, the next thing I do, I click on Start, and you can see at the bottom, there's a status bar that's going to tell me, where I am in this process, what percentage. And so once that's done with the burn-in process, Handbrake is going to notify me, and I'm going to click on it to make sure that my project is finished correctly. So once that happens, I'll take you to that point. You can see at the bottom that we're almost ready to go. There is my notification that it's done, so I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go to my Finder and to my desktop, and it's going to be right there. There's cold calling captioned. That's why I do it that way. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to see whether I was successful. So there it was. So it's all set. And then one of the things I do, I page through the whole thing to make sure that it looks good before I post it. And we always want to double check, maybe even do it a couple of times, listen to it, and you also want to read it and make sure that everything is correct. But the best place to do that is YouTube, so that you don't have to go back through the process of correcting it in YouTube and then uploading it again. So that is how it works. That's how you create an SRT file in YouTube, and then create a burn in those captions using that SRT file, the external SRT file in Handbrake, for burning in captions to your social videos.